All right. Take two. Hello. Hold on, I need a... My quality looks really bad. I don't know about you guys. No, it looks like that's my computer quality. There we go. Okay. Sorry, guys. Okay. Just gonna give people some time to tune in, especially since I just, thought I had this live stream stuff all figured out. And then I had the camera turned wrong. So sorry anyone who joined the other video. I don't do live streams that often, so I forgot that if you don't start the live stream horizontally, you can't change it later, which is a real pain. I don't know why YouTube doesn't let you change that. All right, let's see here. Let me turn the TV down. All right, so my first question for you guys, can you hear me okay? And Sid, I just made you a moderator. So Sid will be a moderator. There's RJ. RJ said he'd be a moderator. Hopefully I don't need them, but you never know what kind of knuckleheads might pop into the chat and spam it or... Anyway. A lot of people tuning in. DNH 2906, Nate's Trains, Thayer Subdivision, Mr. Purple, Riding Railroad Fan, Ashton, Al's, AJM Trains. Hey everyone. Sean's Trains, how you doing? Justin P, hello. Chris, how you doing, buddy? David Fields, Randy Jacobs, Thayer Subdivision, Ken, Slag Cat, Gray's O-Gauge Trains. Yeah, I know, I'm catching up now. If your quality looks bad, my quality was bad on my laptop, so I had to go to my settings and make the quality 720. Looked pretty bad for a minute. I see you guys say that you can hear me just fine, so that's good. Old Ohio Angler, how you doing? K&R Custom Models, Happy New Year. Garrett George, how you doing? Elk River, Matthews O-Scale Trains. Edward Lau, hey Dad. Justin P. All right. Looks like I've got 59 watching right now. Let a few more people join. I've got power to the layout. Everything's ready to go to run some trains. I didn't really set like an official agenda for the live stream. I thought I'd do a little bit of Q&A, then would, maybe show you guys a walk around of the layout, get the trains going, answer any other questions you might have. I know a lot of people pointed out, they're like, you're doing this during the Rose Bowl game? And yeah, I have it on the TV over here. Ohio State's not looking super hot so far, but it's halftime. They're down by 2 touchdowns. They should be down by 1 touchdown, but Smith and Jigba fumbled it while he was about to run into the end zone. But that's okay. Ohio State didn't beat Michigan, so the season's already over as far as I'm concerned. Let's see here. 75 people tuned in so far. Gray, I see you just commented that your DCS system is working. I'm happy to hear it. Reading Railroad fan is asking if anything's new since the last video. I'd say the only thing I've done is I brought some more buildings from the old layout, and I finished wiring the upper level today. There were still a few power drops that I hadn't wired in yet, so I did that today. So as far as power for the layout and power for the trains is concerned, the whole main table is finished. I still have to wire switches. I'm just looking over there. I still have to wire some switches, and the peninsula still needs to be wired properly. Right now, I think I have one siding that I can control on and off with the DCS app, and then I have just one other feeder for the lead into the peninsula, so I have to do wiring there. The next switches I have to do are really towards the back corner, and I have access holes back there so I can get to them, but it's still kind of a pain to reach those wires and then make like basically a route, a nice clean route to get them back to the MTH accessory interface unit. I could have all that done in an hour. It just is kind of a pain, but I'll get to that. Garrett George says, I'd rather watch this than that, referring to the Rose Bowl. Yeah, I mean, I gotta support Ohio State. They're not looking super hot, and they've got a lot of their best players out because they declared for the NFL draft. Nitro 6003 says, have some fast track, but I've heard bad things when building larger layouts. I wouldn't know because I've never had fast track. I've seen plenty of people build large layouts with fast track, so I'm not sure how accurate that is. Charlie Story, Happy New Year, bud. Dwayne, Low Films, yeah, hey sweetie. Yeah, Chris, next the roundhouse. That's the plan. That's the plan. Turntable, install the turntable, roundhouse. I'll commission you. You can come out here for 2 weeks and be a slave in my basement and build my roundhouse. Here, I'm gonna get, I think maybe I'll start some trains on the upper route, and then I'll answer some questions. James wanted to know what track and turnouts are you using. This is Atlas track, and all of the switches are either 072 or number 5s. So like all the switches you see here on camera, right here on the main table, those are all Atlas number 5s. And then there's a lot of 072s here and there. I do have a few raw switches on the lower part of the layout. I just did that because they're in a hard to get to spot, and you know, I've heard good things about raw switches. I hear they're really reliable, so I wanted to put them, you know, since they're in a spot that's hard to get to, I didn't want to risk having an Atlas switch down there, have something go wrong with the switch box, have something go wrong with a rail breaking, which rarely happens, but it does happen. And it's a part of the layout I just didn't want to have to crawl to and take out a switch and put a new one in. So I went with Ross on a few switches on the lower level. All right. Let me get some trains running. So my video that kind of premiered, you know, announced the live stream, I'm running the same engines that were in that video. So on the upper level, I'm running the Santa Fe Super Chief. It's MTH Proto 2. And I've got my Allegheny on the same track. That's MTH PS3. I've also got a Chesapeake and Ohio GP9 on the small loop. That's MTH Proto 2. Then right here is the new MTH PS3 Nickel Plate Road 765. I've got MTH PS3 Hudson with the PT tender. Not in the frame yet. New York Central F7s. And also on this loop, there's another Hudson, my PS2 Hudson. So that's what I'll be running today. I don't really plan on swapping out a bunch of trains because that takes a lot of time, but let's get the Santa Fe going at least. And the Allegheny. I do love that Super Chief set. At some point, I'll also run a train traversing the double reverse loop. That's really fun to see. So anyway, Elk River Train says camera's out of focus. Check your settings because I've got it on my computer. I had to change the quality to 720p and now it looks fine. Johnny Salami asks, what's up, Jason? What's the next locomotive you're looking for? I don't know, but I better get the Allegheny going before the Santa Fe crashes into it. The next locomotive I'm looking for. I know I'm looking for something. It's nice when it's hard to think about, because that must mean that I already have more than what I need. I'd really like some more Conrail on the layout, but most of the MTH Conrail stuff I find is PS2. And I don't really want to buy a Lionel Conrail engine just because I want to be able to lash up all my engines together if I want to. Here comes the Allegheny. Looks really good going across those bridges. Anyway, I'm really behind on the comments, so can you get rid of the Indians hat and put on a Mets hat? Yeah, no, that's not happening. Okay, let's see here. Trying to catch up. What's your grade to the third level? It's about a 2.5% grade. Ed Lau asks, what's your favorite locomotive? It's a hard question to answer. I love my MTH Hudson, the one that was my high school graduation present. I really love the Norfolk Southern F7s. This new 765 is now one of my favorites, and that new Big Boy is one of my favorites. So even though I run lots of modern diesels on the layout, like a lot of my favorites are all old steam engines. Thayer Subdivision is asking me about HO trains. I'm sorry, man, I can't help you with the train store there. Aaron's Trains, how you doing? Nitro 6003 asks, where's the best place to get Atlas track? I got my Atlas track from all over the place. I got some from eBay. I got some from trains.com. I got some from some local guys here in Michigan. I got some from people I met on Instagram. I got some from a few hobby shops. I really had to kind of scavenge around because most of 2021 Atlas track was in low supply at most hobby shops. Many hobby shops have gotten some Atlas track in since then, so it's a little bit easier to find right now. How far apart are your mains running in front of you from center rail to center rail? What am I doing, 4.5-inch centers? Let me grab the measuring tape. Should be 4.5. Yep, 4.5-inch centers. Center rail to center rail. David Kohler says, 2 live streams today, can't hear, maybe next time. Well, everyone else seems to be able to hear, so I'm sorry, man. Greenbush says, your layout is looking great. Been watching from the start. Thank you very much. Where's Henry? Henry, the dog, is upstairs, sleeping on the couch. Trying to catch up, but... Okay. Sorry if I'm skipping over. What's your highest mileage locomotive? Probably one of my Norfolk Southern ES44s. That's an interesting question. I'm gonna have to check those chronometers. I bet it's one of my Norfolk Southern diesels. Most likely one of the ES44s. Do you have any CSX locomotives? Nope. Don't really plan to have any. Again, I'm sorry if I missed something. Bob's O-Gauge Trains. A new Mikado. O-Gauge Greg, how you doing? Aaron Brinkerhoff, how you doing? Slagcat, Jason, have premiered your flat cars with Caterpillar equipment? No, that's going to be a big video. Oh man, I got to do that soon though. I have so much Caterpillar stuff I have to show you. I can't, it's a long story, but whew. Matt's Trains and Tractors, congrats on 9,000. Which products are you most looking forward to arriving this year? I have a lot of the Atlas freight cars on order from, not this last catalog that came out a couple weeks ago, but the one that came out, I think, during the summer. And a lot of that rolling stock, I'm looking forward to all of it, but those new auto racks, there's a new tooling, and knowing Atlas, it's going to be amazing. So I'm really looking forward to those. I don't think I have any engines pre-ordered right now, which is kind of a nice feeling. But the new Lionel catalog is coming out soon, so maybe I'll pre-order my first Legacy engine. Ooh. You should get some Frisco stuff. Not super into Frisco. Nothing against Frisco, just... Trainman Dan, how you doing? Happy New Year. RJ says, hey Jason, rumor has it you're doing a live stream on my channel to discuss the new Lionel catalog. Man, talk about putting me on the spot, RJ. But yeah, probably. Mr. Purple asks, do you have any legacy locomotives? No, I do not, and that's a big joke on this channel, because everyone makes fun of me for not having any legacy locomotives. I have Lionel Legacy. It's actually installed right here, but not yet. I'm just waiting for the right one. It's gonna happen. Tom Rogers, how you doing, sir? Happy New Year. Oh, man. Be pretty cool. I need some more Cleveland stuff in my life. I miss Cleveland. Ethan Armitage, how you doing? Jeff Barstow. I'm glad you're enjoying the work I'm doing. Chris, have you ever had trains almost crash on your layout? Yeah, almost crash and actually crash all the time. You should know. You've been here for it. Ken says all we need is Chris's trains and things, and we would be on overload. Yeah, RBP Chris also regretted he couldn't tune in, but he's with his family, so that's understandable. Justin, I'm glad the layout inspires you. Which would you prefer, MTH DCS or TMCC? Well, definitely DCS. TMCC is very outdated. Maybe you meant to say legacy, in which case I think they're both great, even though I primarily do DCS. They're both great. Do I prefer the SD70 ACE or the ES44? Usually the ES44, but the SD70s have grown on me. Oh man, still trying to catch up. I could get a Niagara, I'm considering that. I do love New York Central. I don't know why you don't like CSX, says Ashton. I mean, it's just my preference. I don't hate CSX. I grew up next to two of the busiest Norfolk Southern lines in the country, and that's what I saw, and that's what I like. I know that right now, Norfolk Southern is not a very good railroad. It's certainly not a good one to work for. I know some NS employees, and they can't say anything good about them. It's really sad. Someone asked what type of camera I'm using. I've been filming everything on my iPhone in HD 60. What's your favorite Fallen Flag Railroad? I like New York Central a lot, and I like Nickel Plate Road. All right, I'm trying to catch up. Old Ohio Angler asked if the Norfolk London Class A isn't on your radar. I don't know. I don't know. I was really hoping the new Vision Line engine was going to be like a Penske T1 or like an Erie Triplex. But the N&W Class A, I never grew up seeing that locomotive. I never saw it do excursions. So, I don't know, I just don't have the closest tie to it. Josh Robinson, hey buddy, how you doing, man? Long time no talk. Thanks for the congrats. How many operators and trains is the layout designed for? Well, I got 5 loops of track. I can run up to 8 or 9 trains max. I mean, one person can run the whole thing. Ryan says, Happy New Year. Super update? No super update. It's kind of put away for the winter. I have a few small projects to do in the off season, but nothing crazy. Robert Campbell, surprise. How you doing, buddy? Yeah, Sid, you can send me your Commodore Vanderbilt. Can you run in a video all of the NS Heritage units? Soon. After I take off all of this stuff, I'll probably go back to, I do want to try to put all of my NS Heritage units on. That'd be fun. Preston, how you doing, bud? I'm doing well. I think I'm almost, all right, I think I'm pretty much caught up now. Okay, Abigail Ducharme, which is my sister, by the way. I'm glad she said nice mug because this was one of my Christmas gifts and it was from her. It's a mug that has my channel logo on it, Jason's O-Gauge Trains. I really like this. That was a really cool gift. So thank you, Abby. I see a few people saying, you know, congrats on 9,000 subs, and that's the whole reason I'm doing the live stream. So now that you're all here, and there's about 130 people watching, I'll just say a big thank you. The channel has doubled in subscribers in the last year, almost to 10,000 subscribers. I'm glad that you all are enjoying the layout progress. It's a lot of work, but it's also a lot of fun, and I enjoy it. And I try to put together good videos for you guys. I know I don't do that many how-tos, but I think there's already a lot of how-tos out there, and all I would be doing is copying and re-showing techniques that are already used. So I just try to document the progress as I go along and try to explain how I do things. I'll try to do more how-tos, but those take a long time. Besides the Supra, what other car would you like to have? Good question, Nate's Trains. If I won the lottery tomorrow, there's no doubt in my mind, I would immediately go buy an R34 Skyline GTR. I know that's like such a fanboy car. I mean, the Supra is a fanboy car. I always loved the Supra first, but I'd love to have an R34. But they're going for like 100 grand these days, so. I also love the Aston Martin DBS. I love the Lamborghini Aventador. And then if you really get into the crazy, insane territory, Porsche 918 Spyder. How close are you to scenery? I should be able to start building the mountains fairly soon. I need to get my backdrop up. What do you think about British trains? They're cool, but they're not on my radar of things I want to add. I just don't know much about the history. I haven't seen that many of them. I do enjoy when other guys bring them over or I see them running on other layouts. They're pretty cool. Metra MP36. I'm glad you enjoy the channel. Hey, doesn't matter if you're an HO guy. Model trains are fun regardless. Kathy asks if I'll be doing a giveaway soon. I don't know, maybe. I made the announcement in the pre-video that I didn't know if I was going to do a giveaway. It gets a lot of people watching, but it also is stressful to the live stream. And then there's confusion on the rules, and then someone doesn't win and they get upset. So like maybe I'll do one in the next hour, but I'm trying to stay away from it right now. I'll do something for 10,000 subs, definitely. I haven't done a live stream in a while, and the giveaways they're stressful. I was watching Eric's today, and you know he had some pre-planned questions for his giveaway, and that was a good idea. But also like he's done that before, and he's thought it through a lot. I just didn't. Been too busy to deal with the hassle. Max Bond asks, Jason, do you find working on your layout as stressful or as a stress reliever? Definitely a stress reliever. There's times where I'm frustrated if I can't get something or I bang my head on something under the layout. But in general, when I'm down here, I couldn't be happier. What engine would you buy if you won the lottery? Oh, I don't know, so many. I'd go get a triplex. I'd go get a T1. I'd go get the Scale Polar Express. I'd maybe get a Vision Line Challenger. I'd buy a bajillion more New York Central cars. I don't know. Van Rail, how you doing, buddy? Oh, thanks so much. Really excited to see what you do in the near future. Best layout collection I know. Van Rail, thanks for tuning in. Someone asked about how I control humidity. I have a dehumidifier. I'm already getting behind on the questions. I have not finished syncing all of the signals. I have a few more to go. I don't have a Dreyfus Hudson. Apple and Orange says they've been subscribed for 7 years. Thanks, bud. That's a long time. I've been doing this for 11 or 12 years, so that's a good bit. Randy Jacobs, what backdrop are you using? I don't know yet. I really would like a backdrop from Backdrop Warehouse if I can figure out how to order from their website. How big is your O gauge train layout? I'm not sure I understand the question. Have you ever used Eric's trains as a head for a locomotive? You know, I think the question is, has Eric's Trains ever posted a video that then made me want to buy a locomotive? Probably. A long time ago, he posted the MTH Norfolk Southern F7s before I had one. And it just kind of like further drove the point home that I really wanted one. Hey, Maddie C, thanks for tuning in. Can you get the trains on the bottom loop? Yeah, I will. I'll get something going. And Charlie, don't worry about it, man. Keep working on your scenery. Can you run the Hudson or the nickel plate? Yep, I'll start it here in just a minute. All right, I think I'm caught up again. Sparky, I actually have no idea how many feet of track I've laid. I should estimate it sometime. Do you use a router to assess the signal bases? I was able to use a jigsaw to cut some of the bases out, and then I borrowed a Dremel tool bit from my buddy Mark that lets you like just drill a hole and then you kind of move the router. You move the Dremel around slowly, but you can like trace and cut out a hole. That one worked pretty well. Nate Romstan, that's a great question. Nate asks, just started my O-gauge train layout and was wondering if you had any tips on how to make a nice layout. I'd recommend designing something first in the layout planning software if you can. I used SCARM, S-C-A-R-M. I was able to like take the dimensions of my basement, take the dimensions of the layout I thought I wanted, and then play around with the track plan. And I came back to those plans the whole time I built this layout. It helped a lot. So, you know, play around in layout planning software if you can. And don't be afraid to dream big. Build what you want, not what somebody else wants. It's your layout, it's your money, so do what you want. And just try to find a lot of how-to videos. I'll grab what I call my train Bible videos. Shouldn't be a surprise for most of you who have watched this channel. Are there any railroads you model because of sentimental reasons? Definitely. Norfolk Southern. I grew up seeing Norfolk Southern. I grew up seeing Conrail as well, which is why I wanted to add some more Conrail stuff. But Norfolk Southern, and those same Norfolk Southern lines are former New York Central and former nickel plate, which is why that's most of my post-war stuff. Yeah, Justin says, get the layout working perfectly, then do scenery. Exactly. You can't rush it too much. When you've done as much track laying and wiring, you gotta put the layout through its paces and troubleshoot any problems. That's kind of what I'm doing now. If you rush it too much, then you'll make some mistakes and you won't be happy, and then you got to do the work over. So I'm working quickly. All things considered, I'm working pretty quickly, considering this basement wasn't even finished a year and a half ago. But you don't want to go too fast. Do you have the original NS-9? I used to. The MTH one, the MTH PS2-9. I used to. It was a 5-volt board. It blew up. I traded it for an NS ES44. The third rail says, how do you feel Stockyard has been doing with all the MTH changes over the last year or two? Well, they're great. They've been handling it great. They've done a lot of custom runs. I still buy most of my trains from Stockyard Express. That's a great people, great customer service. I recommend them to everybody. Where'd you get the New York Central passenger cars? The ones right here, which are made by K-Line, Johnny, or Automus Trains, sold them to me. Yeah, okay, great. Get that Hudson moving. Okay. Well, I just turned the smoke on, so here we go. We'll get this one going quick to make sure got plenty of power. All right, we got 3 engines going so far. I'm gonna fire up the F7s. Randy, yeah, SCARM can be a little tricky at first. Keep playing around with it though. You get the hang of it. Once you get your board kind of traced out, laying track gets a little bit easier. If you were to expand to a different scale, what would it be? For the record, I have no intentions on changing scales. I love O-gauge. I've always done O-gauge. I will always do O-gauge. If I was somebody new getting into the hobby, I suppose it would be HO, just because there's a lot of great modern offerings and you can fit more in a smaller space. But I love O-gauge. All right. Your original layout at your parents' house took how long to construct? I think it took me about 4 years. And which is pretty impressive because I was in college for most of that time. So I would get most of the progress done when I'd come home on college breaks. Sparky asks, without mentioning the money or their worth, have you bought many trains that have gone up in value? I have never bought a train because I thought it was going to go up in value. I've never done that. There was a time where these trains were viewed as like investments, like they would go up in value. That was probably throughout the 80s and the 90s. There are still trains that go up in value, and there's still trains out there that are very expensive, way more than they were when they came out new. But I don't buy anything because I think, oh, this is going to go up in value. Because I don't intend on selling anything I buy. I've sold a few things lately, but mostly freight cars that just I don't run, and they have no sentimental value to me. My most valuable set used to be the Norfolk Southern OCS set, the original dealer appreciation set. That was worth a lot of money, but MTH has come out with it 2 more times, so it really doesn't have a huge extra value to it anymore. I bought the Lionel Legacy Polar Express, the scale one. I sold it. I regret selling it. At the time, I wanted to buy wheels for my Supra, and I did. At that time, I was living in an apartment. I didn't have Legacy, and I didn't have a layout to run it on, so I sold it for twice what I paid for it. I regret it. If Lionel ever comes out with it again, I'll buy one. But, all right. How many transformers does it take to run those 3 engines? My entire layout is powered by 2 Z4000s, and that is more than enough. I'm gonna be running, let's see, how many trains will I be running tonight? Here comes the New York Central F7s. So just engines, this, all right, let's say 3, 6, 9, 12. I mean, I could probably run a dozen, 15 separate engines on this layout at one time and not have any power issues. Yeah, Dave Van says my layout designed in 2015 was designed with paper and a pencil. That's still my favorite way to design a layout. This layout, the first time I planned it was on paper, and I still have those sketches in the other room. But as I got closer to actually being able to build the layout, I took those paper drawings, which I did on graph paper, and I put them on SCARM, just because I had to make sure everything was really going to fit. What's your take on the new Menard Santa Fe engine? It's a good starter set, good bang for your buck. I'm not interested in it though. Pre-war tin plate? I think it's cool, but no plans to buy any. Sparky says, thanks for taking time to answer some questions. Can really see and hear that your heart is in the hobby. Oh, it really is. I was basically born into this hobby. I love this hobby. Trainman Dan says, still waiting on that 10-engine lash up. One of these days, man. What's the division of power to the layout? What part does each transformer power? One handle. All right, so there's 4 handles between my 2 Z4000s. One handle powers the entire lower level and passing tracks. Another handle does the entire outside loop and peninsula. The third handle does the 2 inside tracks, this double main line, and then the fourth one does the whole upper loop. What radius curves do you use? Minimum 072 on my layout. If you have the space, I always recommend minimum 072. That way you can run the biggest engines. How powerful are your Z4000s? Powerful enough to run these trains. Paul Finn asks if I'm happy with Atlas track and switches. Yes, I love both the track and the switches. On my old layout, I did have 2 switches break after 10 years of use. So that's pretty good. If you want to do Atlas track with raw switches, nothing wrong with that. It's a great idea. Frank Smith asks how many wires I have connected to my track. How far apart do I space them? Probably every 8 to 10 feet, and I've had no issues. Yeah, Amtrakking, I don't know how many feet of track I actually have. I'll have to measure it one of these days. "160 people watching right now. Let me get the outside loop going next. Can you hear me okay, or are the trains drowning out at all? Just let me know if you can't hear me well. I think the mic's doing okay. All right. Thanks, guys. Paul, Bob, Lehigh Valley, thank you. I just want to make sure I'm not like everything's drowned out or something. Let's get this 765 going. Now this 765 is the new MTH PS3 Berkshire with whistle steam, and it has real 765 sounds in it. Yeah, RJ just mentioned, if you haven't already, please give the live stream a thumbs up. I'd really appreciate it. And if you don't already, please subscribe to the channel, because soon I'll hopefully be celebrating 10,000 subscribers. I love that whistle. Ooh, I love that engine. I mean, you can see the whistle steam shooting right out of that. That's cool. That's really cool. Smoking pretty good too. All right, here we go. Make sure I've got enough power. Looks pretty good. There we go. Someone said, yeah, I need to install an exhaust fan. You're not wrong. Shelby's not gonna like all the smoke smell. It really does stink up the whole house. There we go. I'm gonna keep the smoke off of the diesels just so it's not as stinky. This is my MTH PS2 Hudson. This was my first Premier Line scale MTH steamer. My dad got it for me as a high school graduation gift, so that was 2009. Ken says, Sid and RJ are trying to spend more of your money. Yes, I know. They try to do that a lot. Let's see. There we go. I just got the Chesapeake and Ohio GP9 running as well on the little loop on top. I'll change the camera angle in a little bit. An air purifier might help dissipate the smoke. I have a dehumidifier that kind of helps clear up the air a little bit. The smell usually lingers for 24 hours, and then it goes away. Andrew was asking how many amps do I recommend at max when running. I usually have the volts set at like 20, and 6 amps is safe. 7 is still okay. When you start to hit 8 amps, and if you're doing that for an extended period of time, you might short out. But if I look in my cabinet, my Z4000s are in the cabinet right here. I've got this outside track is currently at 5.5 amps. And I've got 2 steamers with their smoke on. I have 8 illuminated passenger cars with incandescent bulbs, and I have a caboose with incandescent bulbs, so 5.5 amps. This inside track is only pulling 3 amps, and the top level is pulling 4.5, 5 amps. And that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 separate trains running. I was thinking about doubling up one of these double tracks, but for a live stream, I just felt like that was asking for trouble. Too many trains running. I'm gonna turn off the smoke on one of the Hudsons. It's starting to run out. I think the Allegheny, I'm gonna turn off the smoke on the Allegheny. I'll turn them back on in a little bit. No, the B units are not powered. Apple and Orange Line asks, what would you use if you don't have smoke fluid? I wouldn't use anything else. I see you said you use mineral oil. I would not use anything that's not actually made for the trains. JT's Megasteam, MTH smoke fluid, or Lionel smoke fluid. I wouldn't use anything else. Paul says it looks like the layout's built to walk on. Yeah, it is built to walk on because I walk on it all the time. It's 3/4 inch plywood. I didn't do that to get to the plumbing or anything. I just did that because it's a big layout and I'm going to have to crawl all over it to build it. Maddie C asks, what's my main goal to get done on the layout this year? Next on the list is roundhouse turntable and get all of that wired and working. I'll have all the switches wired on the main table very soon. I definitely want to get the backdrop up in the next couple months. And I'd like to get the framing and the outside structure of the mountains up. It's hard to tell how the year's going to go, but I'd love to have them get to the point where the mountains are plastered and painted. But we'll see. I don't know. Life's busy. An Ohio guy who lives in Michigan. Yeah, that is messed up. Trainman Dan, yeah, I think I'll hit 10,000 subs in hopefully the next month and a half. Happy New Year, John. All right. So, one of the things I wanted to ask, my sister had this mug made for me. She also made a Christmas ornament for me with the same logo. And my sister, my girlfriend, they're all like, you need to make and sell merch for your channel. And I was always kind of like, do I? Is anybody interested in that? Like, if I sold mugs with this logo or something else on it, or shirts with the logo, like, would people actually buy that? Like, I don't know, would you guys? I never... You know, all I have so far is like this channel logo. I can do it with just the engine. I can do it without a black frame. I could put it on a t-shirt. I could put it on a mug. I could put it on, I don't know. I don't know if you guys would be interested in that. Chris says as long as your face is on the back. Okay, I'll have my logo on the front and then just my face on the back of the t-shirt. That's a good plan. Do you get royalties, Abby? I'll take you out to dinner. Or I'll babysit. I probably won't babysit. Amber Autry says, I heard you can use baby oil for smoke. I would not. Again, I would not use anything other than JT's Mega Steam, MTH Smoke, or Lionel Smoke. I would not try some other thing. That's just me. If you want to try it and experiment, knock yourself out. A Norfolk Southern roster review? Yeah, I could do that. I'll probably do like just an entire Locomotive review at some point. Whew. I've got the Ohio State game on over here. I'm gonna try to not watch that. It's gonna give me too much anxiety. Yeah, I mean, if I did merchandise or if I did Patreon, it would just be for money to be reinvested in the channel in better video equipment, webcams, live streams, train items for the layout. Like, it would basically just be a way to help pay for some of the hobby. The Fort says, is that an Omega Seamaster? Yes, it is. I wear this more than... I have a few watches. I have a couple fossils that I got in college, and then I have two Omegas. I have this one, it's a blue Seamaster, and then I bought a Speedmaster a couple years ago, the Moon Watch. I'd love to buy another Omega, but the ones I like, I wanted to get a Planet Ocean. I almost bought a Planet Ocean. It was a really good price, but I passed that. There's another, the gray side of the moon watch with the white face. I really like that watch, but it's like a $12,000 watch. It's one of Omega's most expensive watches, so I'm good. I'm good. Magnum Frank says, at least the OSU marching band is always great. That's true. Yes, I went to Ohio State, and I was in the Ohio State marching band. I was the drum major, the guy with the funny tall hat. RJ, I'm about to boot you from being a moderator. That is not a funny joke. Greenbush asks if I bought or made my display shelves. All of them were made by my dad and I, except for the really big one that takes up the whole wall that's out of frame right now. That was made by a member of the Detroit Three Railers, Joe DeLude. I paid him to have that made, and you can tell I didn't make it because it's perfect. But the shelves me and my dad made, they're nice. They get the job done, but comparing the two is like, ugh, it's not even a comparison. How many BN Ghosts do you have? I only have 2 Burlington Northern engines, and they're the SD70Ms. Dave Schroyer, how are you doing? Thanks for tuning in. I want to show you guys a couple other cool things. I'll do a layout walk around in a second. Shelby got me a ring light for Christmas. So I asked for this. I plan to use this. I plan to use this for live streams and videos, just to add a little bit better lighting when I make videos. That was a really nice gift. And I want my sister. So my sister went all in with the custom gifts. So she got me the mug. She got me a Christmas ornament that has my channel logo on it, and she also got me these. They're coasters with custom printed pictures on it of my old layout. So actually most of these were photos that were in the Classic Toy Trains article. So there's one coaster. There's a picture of me and my dad when I was a little baby, running trains for the first time ever. That's a really cool one. Let's see. Another one from the article, a picture of me and my dad building another one of the layouts. There's little baby Jason, back when I had nice hair. And then there's 4 more coasters that she made. Another one of me and my dad. Another one of baby Jason. And then there's 2 more. Here's another one from the old layout and the cover photo. So I thought that was a really cool gift. My dad also made me, well, my parents, but my dad had a lot to do with it. I'll show you the other gift I got for the basement in a minute. Let me just put these away. I'm like afraid to use these. I think they're so nice. Such a cool custom gift. I just want to put these away. Let's see, that down. When do I start scenery? I'm not sure yet. I got to get the backdrop up. I got to get the roundhouse and turntable installed. Then I think I'll be into some scenery. Did you dot the I? Technically, yes. The drum major takes the sousaphone player to the top of the I. Apparently my whole family is watching this live stream, and they're keeping a tally of whenever I mention them. How did you get on Classic Toy Trains magazine? Somebody sent pictures of my layout to Roger Cart, who's the senior editor, and he reached out and said he wanted to do a feature article. Simple as that. What issue was your first layout in? March of 2021, this past year. What do you think about Eric's new 2.10.10.2 Locomotive? Very cool engine. A lot of features. How many layouts have I gone through since I was a little kid? First layout was my dad's little 4x6. Then we added a second 4x6. Then we got rid of it all and elevated it. Then we expanded that one. Then we tore everything down, built the one that was featured in Classic Toy Trains. That one's being torn down now, and this one's up. So this is technically my 6th layout. Yeah, Old Ohio Angler, Mom wants a mug. Yeah, I think I'll get my mom something a little nicer than a mug for Mother's Day. What's my dream locomotive? I don't know. I have most of the locomotives I could ever want. I'd still like to get a Scale Polar Express. I'd like to get a Pennsylvania Railroad T1. I'd like to get an Erie Triplex. And I'd like to get some more Conrail diesels. Justin says, I learned so much on my first layout. Yep, I built 6 layouts. Every single layout, I learned something more. Well, someone was asked earlier advice on starting a layout. Just don't be afraid to try things. It's okay to make mistakes. You can redo stuff. None of this is permanent. If you don't like something, you can tear it down, start over. You know, one of the best modelers in this hobby is Norm Charbonneau. And I love that he did a video that shows he had an entire layout planned and had the bench work all up for this plan and design that he had. And he got really far along and then decided, this isn't really what I want, this isn't gonna work. And you know, he wasn't afraid to tear it down and start over. And what he made instead is brilliant. He's been featured God knows how many times in magazines and videos, you know. So I was kind of like, well, dang, you know, if I consider him one of the best in the hobby, you know, he makes mistakes. He has to redo stuff. Like, don't be afraid to make mistakes. Here, let me grab one more thing and then I'll do a walk around. So people are always asking how I do something or how I learned how to do some of this. And I always refer to the Black Diamond Railway DVDs. I found them back in 2008, his first one, and that's what inspired me to tear everything down and start over. It's a big part of what inspired the track plan for this layout and the last layout. If you've watched his DVDs, you'll see a lot of similarities, especially on the top level. The top level is like a direct, you know, recreation of his upper level design. So this was his part 1. I've watched this 100 times. Part 2 is really good, especially once you're actually building your layout. Parts 1 and 2 are like everything you'd ever need. to build a really nice layout. Part 3 is when he builds his urban scene. And then part 4, he does a lot of weathering and customization of locomotives. All 4 of these are how I learn most of what I know. So I guess I don't make a ton of how-tos because I would just be standing on the shoulders of, you know, guys like Rich Batista who took the time and effort to make these DVDs. Where to find those Black Diamond videos? The website is toytrainsontracks.com. Toytrainsontracks.com. Or you could Google Black Diamond Railway, and I'm sure you could find it. Let's do a walk around of the layout. I'm going to walk away from the computer for a minute. So forgive me if I miss some of your questions. So over here, this is the engine you haven't seen running yet. This is my MTH PS2 GP9. It's pulling some Lionel hot metal cars, and that is a Lionel caboose, which has a smoke unit in it. This should look familiar back there. That's the coal tower from the old layout that I put in the exact same spot. So like this area, I'm like, it looks exactly like the old layout. Even that station, I brought the station from the old layout. The big difference here is that the outside curve here is 081 and the inside curve is 072. On the old layout, it was 072 and 060. So I could technically run some big steamers and stuff on the inside loop here. And I connected it with a crossover back there. I brought the stations here. I have some of my modern equipment parked right now. I brought this K-line accessory, the fisherman with the real running water. I haven't decided where that's going to go yet, but my mom bought that for me a number of years ago. Oh look, there's my live stream. Let's look over here for a minute. We're talking about my family honorable mentions. This chest right here was one of my Christmas gifts. I wanted a chest kind of coffee table so I could put my feet up while I'm watching TV. So my parents went and found this chest. My dad stripped it down to the bare wood and then restained it and painted it. And I think it looks pretty darn good. Very cool. And also, these coasters were a Christmas gift from my mom. So, continuing with the family honorable mentions, got some coasters right there. Ohio State game on. Here's my big shelf. All my modern stuff, most of my modern stuff is off the layout right now. So I got a lot of my modern diesels up there, modern rolling stock. Oh, here's my grand shelf of coal cars. This is next area of work. Turntable, roundhouse. Some more modern stuff parked. There's the big boy, the latest PS3 big boy. And here's a little angle from the other side of the room. Oh, and this is the work table right now. Eventually, I'm gonna have like a round high top table with some bar stools. So you can sit there, have a drink, or sit on the couch, play some video games, watch some football. There's a cool little angle. Oh, good. Ohio State tied the game. That's good. Wow, almost 200 people watching right now. Yeah, Trainman Dan, I think I just mentioned there is a switch that connects the small loop. How high is my third level from the bottom? Ooh, that's a good question. Let's take a peek. I'm gonna bring the camera over here. All right, so the third level down here is about 10.5 inches. So from the middle table to the lower, 10.5 inches. And then middle level to the top is 7.5 inches. So 18 inches from down here to go all the way to the third level. And maybe now's a good time to watch a train do the double reverse loop. I'll put the camera here for a minute. This is really where you maximize the train action, because you do have the small upper loop running in the shot. M Slick says, your basement is a perfect man cave. I agree. It's my happy place. How big of a train do you think you could pull with one of your locomotives? Well, those coal cars are pretty lightweight. I'm sure one MTH diesel could pull all of them. I plan to do that one of these days. I bet I could pull a 60-car coal train with one engine. Southern Yankee Railroad, Happy New Year. Jim, glad you found my channel. Van Doren MediaWorks says, other than the intermodal siding and small yard, I've noticed you don't have any other sidings for customer delivery or pickup. Any reason other than continuous running? Yeah, so I have the intermodal, I have a siding on the top level, and I have the little small yard in the middle level, which I might make that little yard an industry as well. I guess I've just never, like, that's enough for me, I guess. Like, I'll definitely do some simulations of, you know, a train taking cars from one location on the layout and delivering them somewhere else. But I do like continuous running. And the trains I grew up seeing, you know, we're making cross-country trips from one area to the next. So I enjoy watching trains go by as if they're passing through town. Hey RBP, how you doing, bud? RBP says, just getting on and can't believe I'm seeing engines that aren't Norfolk Southern. Yep, not a single Norfolk Southern engine running tonight. A lot of New York Central, Chesapeake and Ohio, and Santa Fe. Oh, and nickel plate. Hey, thanks for the nice comments, Sparky. It's coming along. We'll see if I can create some scenery that lives up to the bench work. We'll check on the power, make sure. Yep, turned all the smoke units off, so we got plenty of power. All right, here, let's have some fun. I am going to set the switch to the lower level. So the Nickel Plate Road 765 is now going to take the diverging route to the lower level. I'm going to have to stop a few trains to make sure they don't make sure things don't run into each other. So here's the Santa Fe. All right. So bear with me. I'm setting up the layout so that a train can run the double reverse loop. Hey, look, Ohio State just got the ball back. 8 minutes to go in the Rose Bowl. Pretty exciting game. What are the max dimensions of your table? Oh, 33 feet long, 13 feet wide at one point, and then the entire peninsula area. So I know it's more than double the square footage of the old layout. Nate's Trains, yes, I have seen the Western Maryland 1309. Justin P, yes, I do plan to put a GoPro on the trains. I want to do that very soon. Ozark, Midland and Southern Railway, how are you doing, sir? Thanks for stopping in. I'm enjoying your videos too, Bill. All right, I'm going to adjust the camera a little bit so we can follow the Nickel Plate Road 765 traversing the double reverse loop. It's coming up the ramp right now. So here it comes. if we move ahead, you'll see it's going to take the switch up the ramp to the upper level. So the Allegheny and the Santa Fe are parked in this really big loop. The bridge is included in that. The 765 will connect at the switch right there. And then it'll take the crossover . There it is, taking the crossover. Across the Atlas girder bridge, which is made out of metal, by the way. Really nice bridge. Again, I'm not really watching the chat right now while I do this. I do see, Chris, I do see your comment. The design of this layout is crazy awesome. Thank you, sir. When it works correctly and everything doesn't crash, it does work quite nicely. All right, so, oh, are we gonna have a head-on collision? Nope. Thank you, Bill. I appreciate your comment on the bench work. It is very nice. Had a hand, one of my friends, Mark, showed me some techniques. Really helped me out. All right, so now we're traveling back down, reconnecting with the middle level. I still have to get that signal wired up. But this is nice because this signal automatically goes to red when the switch is thrown for the upper level. And now the 765 is going to take the signal back to the lower level. That's why the lower aspect is green, because it's going to take the diverging route. There we go. And now I need to lower the camera stand even more. Forgive me. Oh, give me a second. Come on. There we go. Oh, now we're under the layout. Here is the ramp. This is the ramp going to the lower level. And here she comes. Into the lower reverse loop. Okay, gotta back out of here. Whoops. Banging into stuff. Oh, Ohio State scored. Go Bucks. Hello. 765 coming back around. So from the top level to the bottom level and back up again. Ignore my signal wiring. It'll all be covered by a skirt eventually. And then it reconnects. Reconnects. And starts going back up again. And there you have it. And it'll come back up. I want to set the camera up maybe somewhere that it usually isn't set up. So here's what I'll do. Gonna take a little trip. Pop up in our little access hole. Oh, hello. See if we can't maybe do a nice. How do you guys like that? Does that look okay? I think that's a decent angle. Maybe I should go higher, huh? If I, whoop, don't get run over by a train, Jason. How do we like that? A little vibration, that's the only thing. Maybe I can put a towel or something under the stand. I don't want the camera to be shaking and stuff. Oh boy. Train coming, legs in the way. Totally didn't think all this through. All right. Let's see here. Let's see. We got a 3rd and 6. Ohio State trying to stop Utah. Only 3 minutes and 18 seconds to go. Nice, incomplete pass. Ugh. I'm gonna try to put this raggedy shirt under the camera. He says, I feel like the hole needs to be bigger, the access hole. Yeah, I might get rid of that 2x4. I can rebuild that so I don't have to squeeze through there. All right, I hope you guys like that angle. I think it looks pretty good. All right. And with that, I think we'll stop. All right, so now I'm going to stop the lower, I'm going to stop the double reverse loop, and I'm just going to get back to running everything. So I got to throw the switches back to where they need to be. Switches. Oops. There we go. And I'll get back to we'll finish up with some Q&A, and maybe I'll give away a magazine. So if you have any other questions, I'd be happy to answer. Opinions about anything in the hobby. Oh, never mind. Utah's doing just fine. Better get the Santa Fe going. What is that? 54, 20. All right, I think we're good. Ooh. There's still a lot of vibration on the camera. I hope you guys can see the layout okay. Maybe that's not a good spot for the camera. Top level is 1/2 inch plywood. Middle level is 3/4 inch plywood. No, I don't think I'm too old just yet for the crawl under. Oh, Utah just scored. Should be a tie ball game now. I'm not gonna lie, it's a really good game. Yeah, I'm gonna need to mount a cam there, Chris. Maybe I can mount something from the ceiling. Permanent cameras around the layout? Probably not. Something made a noise that I'm glad I'm not watching this game. I'd be too stressed out. I mean, I'm watching it, but I'm only kind of watching it. I'm using a Rode microphone. It is wireless. Which of the two New York Central Hudsons do I like better? Oh, I don't know. The PS2 one has a lot of sentimental value, but I also really like the PT Tender on the other Hudson. But I don't think I couldn't part with the PS2 Hudson. Too much sentimental value. Yes, I'll move the camera, guys. I know it's shaking really bad. Nah, Dan, I don't think any Great Northern locomotives are coming anytime soon. Nothing against Great Northern. Let me grab the camera, because it is shaking pretty bad up there. I'll try to plan that a little better for the next live stream. Maybe I can put some other kind of vibrating, resistant pad or something, I don't know. Maybe I can get Sid to just come to the layout. He can just sit there and hold the camera the whole time. It's a nice view though. The trains aren't as long as my modern engines, so the layout looks not as full as it usually does. Oh, someone said my audio is the best of any live stream. I appreciate that. I learned my lesson. The first live stream, I didn't have a mic. And I got a lot of complaints. Let me set the stand back up. My old layout was featured in the March 2021 issue of Classic Toy Trains magazine. Okay. Now someone else is asking about the Supra. The Supra's doing great. It's in the garage for the winter. Andrew, no big boy tonight. Maybe the next live stream. Yeah, pole grabber would be a good one to mount that camera. No progress on the turntable. That's gonna go in. That's gonna go in next. What do I think of the new Supra? Not a big fan. It's a fine car, but I'm not. Can't say I'm a fan of it. All right. I do have a couple copies of Classic Toy Trains magazine still. So I think I'll give one away. I'll sign it for somebody. So if you stuck around for this long, congratulations, you might win a copy of Classic Toy Trains magazine. I use my cell phone for videos, including right now. The live stream is on my iPhone. Matthew, no Conrail diesels other than the Heritage unit. But I do really want more Conrail stuff. I'd really like a Dash 8. I'd like an SD50, maybe even an SD60M. I'd like to make some Conrail stuff. All right, so this is the March issue of Classic Toy Trains magazine. This is my old layout on the cover. Oh, I think we're having some power surge. Oh, Santa Fe stopped. My guess is that one of the tethers came undone on the Santa Fe, because that actually happened earlier today. So I cut power to the top level for now. That's our first hiccup of the night. That's not too bad, huh? Going on 2 hours. Ohio State's looking good. They're taking it down the field. They're into field goal range with less than a minute. Might need to wait for this game to end, see if it goes into overtime or not. There goes a 1st and 10 play. I don't think I'd be throwing the ball. Okay, maybe I would throw the ball. I always say stuff and then I try to jinx it so it unjinxes it, if that makes sense. Ozark asked if I have storage issues. Yeah, if I have too many videos saved on the phone, I do sometimes have storage issues. Maybe Ohio State should just, score a touchdown. They just about did. It's like 2nd down with a couple feet to go. I think I'd try to punch it in with 10 seconds on the clock, run one more play, take a timeout, and kick a field goal. Well, I guess they're taking a timeout now. Yeah, the reverse jinx, exactly. All right, so I'm going to give away a copy of the magazine. That's going to be the giveaway for the night. If you were hoping for a train car, I'm sorry. I didn't pick one out. to give away, and as I mentioned in the preview video, I wanted to try a live stream that wasn't so focused on giveaways, because it's kind of stressful, and I don't want to say it takes away from the fun, but again, it's just kind of stressful. So for 10,000 subs, I'll do something, but for tonight, I'm gonna do this. Trainman Dan, imagine Utah winning. I mean, game's never over till it's over, man. Ohio State could miss the field goal. We could go into overtime. There's still 12 seconds on the clock, though. Now there's 9 seconds on the clock, and Utah has 3 timeouts. I don't understand why you wouldn't. Why wouldn't you run a play? Why wouldn't you take a knee, wait till there's 3 seconds on the clock, and then call the timeout? What am I missing here? Oh well. Which part of Michigan are you in? Royal Oak. Please don't hunt me down and murder me. Yes, I ordered some of the Atlas auto racks. How do you keep track of all your engines? Display shelves help. So when I'm not running something, I can stare at them and go, ooh, I'm glad I bought that. Let me run that soon. RJ, I saw you said Ohio State was out of timeouts, but they just took a timeout. It was 2nd and 1, and they had a timeout left. And they used it to get set up for the field goal attempt? I don't know. Really, you're gonna let them return it? After they returned, oh, 3, 2, 1, and ball game. No, he was down. All right, game over, Ohio State wins. Woo, go Bucks, OH. Ohio State wins the Rose Bowl. Couldn't beat Michigan. Still a loss. Still a failure of a year if you don't beat Michigan, but at least we didn't get blown out by Georgia in the playoffs. All right. Oh, now they're fighting. Now Utah and Ohio State is fighting. Ooh. All right, here's how we're gonna do the giveaway really quick. I'm gonna ask you guys to guess a number 1 through 50. You'll type your number in the chat. You can only guess once. Don't post anything in the live chat until I say go. Sid and RJ, I'm gonna need you to help me on this. So again, don't do anything yet. I'm gonna write a number down on this piece of paper, 1 through 50. I'm gonna turn it over, and then you guys will, when I say go, post in the live chat. Make sure you're on live chat, by the way. If you're not on live chat, you might think that you guessed first, but you didn't. So make sure it doesn't say top chat. Make sure it says live chat. All right, so a number 1 through 50. Let's see, what number do I pick? All right, 1 through 50. I have written a number. It's hidden there, so I don't cheat. I didn't say go yet. Don't post yet. Stop. I don't know how to be more firm with you guys. Stop. When I say go in the chat, that's when I say go in the chat, that's when you can post your number. Anyone before I say go, I'm not going to look at it. You know, this is exactly why the live streams are... this is exactly why they're frustrating. It doesn't matter until I say go in the chat. All right, I said go in the chat, so 1 through 50. You can only post once. Don't post more than once. All right, well, good news. Nobody guessed it. So we'll do it one more time. 1 through 50, when I say go in the chat. Go. All right, someone got it. AKA 1DA. The number was 7. AKA 1DA. No one guessed it the first time around. So I did it a second time. And AKA 1DA got it. So, AKA 1DA, I'm going to just reply in the chat. Do you want to email me? Do you want to reach out to me on Instagram? All right, so AKA 1DA. I'm going to post my email in the live chat. Just shoot me an email, and I can get your name and address info. There we go. If it makes anybody feel better, I mean, it's just a copy of a magazine. So if you didn't win, like, I'm sorry, but I'll do another one of these when I hit 10,000 subs, which is going to happen pretty soon. So there'll be a lot of giveaways, I think, for that one. Probably a couple copies of this, a train car or two. So I mean, I know some of you guys are getting frustrated. I was getting frustrated too, but like, I explain these rules 1,000 times, and I don't know. Maybe I'm just bad at explaining things. I don't know, but I very clearly said don't go until I say go. Maybe it's because I didn't say go in the chat, but I never said go regardless. So all good. There'll be chances doing more stuff in the future, but we're at the 2-hour mark exactly. Yeah, Justin P says the rules are simple, so you know. I suppose, sorry if there was confusion, but yeah, Apple and Orange Line, I appreciate that. He said your rules were clear and fair. We didn't come here to win a prize. I appreciate that. I just wanted to do this so we could all just chat, have fun, say thank you, answer some questions, run a whole bunch of trains now that the upper level's complete. And I think I'm at like 9,300 subscribers right now. So hopefully in the next month or so, we're doing this again for 10,000 subscribers. And that'll be a lot of fun. We'll run different trains on the layout and give away some more things. Excuse me. And I'd be happy to answer more questions. I'm going to wrap up here very soon, so if you have any more questions, I'd be happy to answer a couple more. Well, yeah, everyone who's commenting right now, I appreciate it. Saying, they're easy rules. I don't come here to win things anyway. I appreciate it. It's just, it's for fun. Just as a thank you for you guys who watch all my videos and comment and like and subscribe and stuff. And thank you all for, the congratulating me on 9,000 subs. Robert Campbell asks what my electric bill is like. It's pretty high. 11 Trains said, not one glitch thus far. There was one glitch. The Santa Fe, I have to go check the tether. I think the Santa Fe tether came undone because it stopped going. And so I just killed the power to the upper level. But everything else has run pretty well. AKA 1DA, thanks for emailing me. I'll reply to you after the stream. This was a great year. An awful lot happened this year. Shelby and I started a relationship right at the end of 2020. So 2021 has been great for us. We went on a lot of trips. We've had a lot of great experiences together. I changed jobs back in February. That was one of the scariest things I've ever done. Took a new opportunity, took on more work, more responsibility. I'm in the heart of my MBA course right now, my master's. That's been very busy and stressful. But I've had an awesome group of guys um, supporting me, some guys who've given me a hand on this layout. I've become really good friends with some other YouTubers. Many of them are in here right now. You know, Real Toy Trains, Train Man Dan, Matty C, West Chicago Model Railroader, and then a few guys in particular who I've become really good friends with. Chris, RBP Trains, Chris from Chris's Trains and Things, RJ, and Sid. You know, those four guys, I've become really good buddies with them in the last year. Amongst a lot of people I've become good friends with. But it's made the hobby just so much more enjoyable. The YouTube community is growing. It's thriving. There's so many young people getting into the hobby. You know, I could talk about this for hours, but a lot of the older guys complain about the hobby dying, or they think there's no young blood in the hobby. And, you know, unfortunately, I think just a lot of them aren't on YouTube and Instagram. I see so many young guys starting channels, building great layouts. And don't get me wrong, I go on the train forums all the time. The train forums are a great place to learn about stuff and research and post, buy, sell, but the young generation is really on YouTube the most. That's how they like to share their hobby. And I'd also say Instagram and Discord. Like those three social media platforms, and Facebook, are really where a lot of the young hobbyers reside, and there's a lot of us, and it's really cool to see. It's really great to see so many people getting started in this hobby, and I'm so happy to see that this channel inspires people and that I can help people with their layouts or inspire them, answer their questions. So I guess to kind of wrap it all up, yeah, just wanted to say a big thank you for everyone for a great year. I think 2022 will be just as great, if not better, and have some new videos posted soon. I'm sure we'll all hit 10,000 subscribers here soon as well. And yeah, I hope you all have a great new year. And yeah, thanks so much for tuning in. It was a lot of fun. All right, everyone. Thanks for stopping in. Gonna wrap it up. Hope you had fun. Go Bucks. Congrats to the winner of the magazine. See you guys soon.